And this is just an extension of that, to welcome everyone here today to learn a little bit more about our three candidates for governor. I'd like to make a special welcome today to George and Sally Pillsbury that I see right here, part of our long history. Hi, George and Sally. And with that, I'll hand it over to Bruce Newstead, President of the TwinWest Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks very much.
You
Well, good morning. Thank you very much, Lee. Now that I look across the room, I realize we're probably in a room full of the only 500 Minnesotans that aren't in line to get at the state fair this morning. This is it, so look around. Anyway, welcome. And again, thank you, Lee. And I want to give a big thank you to General Mills for their gracious hosting today. On behalf of the TwinWest Chamber of Commerce, we appreciate you taking the time to come to the General Mills campus and learn a little bit about the candidates and enjoy a great General Mills continental breakfast. As Lee said, my name is Bruce. It's my pleasure to work for the members of the TwinWest Chamber of Commerce. And again, thank you for making today a priority. As a way of quick introduction, the TwinWest Chamber of Commerce is an involved, innovative, and influential regional business association serving 900 members across 10 cities in the western and northwestern suburbs, and including the surrounding area. At TwinWest, we really pride ourselves in being focused on key business issues, and we make it also a priority to make sure that businesses have an opportunity to be heard by elected officials at the local, state, and federal levels of government, thus today's forum. At this time, I'd ask, out of respect for our panelists, our debaters, and your fellow attendees, if you wouldn't mind taking out your cell phone and switching it on vibrate, or even better, turning it off, we would definitely appreciate that. And also, before we begin, I want to thank our debate sponsors today. Their support of this debate is very important, and it's really a testament to the importance of a dialogue between business and government. So I'll do that by thanking our premier sponsor, Lockridge Grindal Nowen PLLP. Founded in 1978, Lockridge Grindal Nowen PLLP has extensive experience in state and federal government relations. The firm has offices in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, and Washington, D.C., and is recognized locally and nationally as a litigation firm in the areas of antitrust, business, healthcare, employment, environmental, intellectual property, real estate, securities, utilities and technology, and campaign finance and election. Thank you, Lockridge Grindal Nowen PLLP, for being our premier sponsor. Our event sponsor, as you heard today, is General Mills. We all know that General Mills is a great leader in the food industry. As you are welcomed onto their campus today, it's also a good time to recognize General Mills for all their efforts on behalf of our community, like Lee mentioned. Their active involvement makes this a better community, and we're proud to count them as a TwinWest supporter. Thank you, General Mills. Our gold sponsor today is Parker Rosen, LLC. Parker Rosen is a premier boutique law firm that provides efficient, aggressive, and innovative solutions to complex legal problems. The firm represents select major corporations, small businesses, other private and institutional clients. Their experienced trial lawyers have secured major litigation victories in state and federal courts across the country. Their expertise includes complex civil and commercial litigation, labor and employment litigation, investigations, eminent domain, real estate, land use, appellate advocacy, and education law. Wise counsel, winning results. That's Parker Rosen. Thank you very much for your sponsorship today. Our silver sponsor is Medica. Medica is a nonprofit regional health plan company that provides health insurance, health improvement, and related services to about 1.6 million members. Medica offers an integrated approach for employers and members to improve health and manage costs of health care through a comprehensive set of innovative programs designed to engage members in their health care decisions while providing a personalized experience. Thank you, Medica. And finally, I want to thank our bronze sponsors today, Center National Bank, Circadian, Liberty Diversified International, Pawn America and Payday America, and Xcel Energy. And also a special thanks in the back to our video sponsor, Comcast. Comcast is videoing our program today. If you're a Comcast customer, it will be available at no charge on the Comcast on-demand system around 2 p.m. today. So if you want to revisit the moment, you are welcome to. Again, turn to your Comcast on-demand service, search for local, look for TwinWest, and you'll find the debate there. Thank you very much, Comcast. That will be on their system until November 1st. And finally, one other quick thank you to the TwinWest Board of Directors, our great volunteer leaders, the TwinWest staff for putting this and many other business-centric initiatives together. I want to especially thank Judy Johnson, our staff lead on this event, for pulling all the details together. Thank you, Judy. Okay, that gets us right to our debate, and I know today's debate offers a great opportunity for all of us to hear from the gubernatorial candidates who are, in our vernacular, are vying to be Minnesota's next CEO. At this time, I would like to invite the candidates to come to the stage as we prepare for the debate. As an introduction, with so much at stake for the future of Minnesota, the 2010 governor's race is extremely important in electing the state's next chief elected officer. Minnesota faces a projected $6 billion deficit for 2011 and 2012. The business community has a strong vested interest in who will govern Minnesota and how the next governor will set forth a pro-business, pro-jobs, and economic growth-focused agenda. Now let me formally introduce the candidates. I'd like to start out with the DFL candidate, Senator Mark Dayton. Senator Dayton was born and currently resides in Minneapolis, but was raised in Long Lake, Minnesota. Senator Dayton graduated with honors from Yale University, where he played a good Division I hockey. After college, Mark taught the 9th grade general sciences for 2 years in New York City public schools. It was there he decided to devote his life to improving social equality and economic opportunity for all Americans. For the most part of 34 years, Senator Dayton has been engaged in public service as Commissioner of the Minnesota Departments of Economic Development and Energy and Economic Development, as State Auditor, and as a United States Senator. Mark has 2 grown sons. Please welcome this morning Senator Mark Dayton. Senator, thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
To your right, next we have the Republican Party candidate, Tom Emmer. Representative Emmer was born in South Bend, Indiana. He grew up in Edina and went to school at St. Thomas Military Academy. As also a college hockey player, Tom received his BA in political science from the University of Alaska Fairbanks in 1984. He received his Juris Doctor from the William Mitchell College of Law in 1988. After practicing law for several years, Representative Emmer founded his own law firm. The next 20 years were spent building his business and serving on the city councils in Independence and Delano. Tom was elected to the Minnesota House of Representatives in 2004, then re-elected in 2006 and 2008. He represents House District 19B in Wright County. Tom's married to Jackie, sitting in the front row here, and they have 7 children. Please welcome State Representative Tom Emmer. And our final candidate today comes from the Independence Party. Tom Horner is a native Minnesotan, born and raised in Minneapolis. Tom's a graduate of the University of St. Thomas. In 1978, Tom joined Dave Durenberger's staff as press secretary during his U.S. Senate race, then served as chief of staff to Durenberger until 1985. After returning to Minnesota, Tom and former state legislator John Himley launched the public affairs firm Himley Horner Incorporated in 1989. Tom's also an adjunct professor at the University of St. Thomas, teaching master's courses in corporate communications and public affairs. Tom's married to Libby Shelton, who is here today, and they have 3 grown children. Please welcome Mr. Tom Horner.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now on to our debate questions. A little format today. The candidates will have 2 minutes to answer each question, so you will have a fairly fast-moving debate this morning. If necessary, a candidate may actually ask me for a 1-minute follow-up rebuttal to clarify any misstatements they think made by another candidate about their positions or a position they have on an issue. I'll ask for responses in quick rotating order, and today we will start with Tom Emmer, followed by Tom Horner, then Mark Dayton for opening statements. Representative Emmer, we'll start with your opening statement.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you all for being here. Thank you, General Mills, and all the wonderful sponsors that have made this possible. It's amazing. Look around you. What do we have, Bruce? 300, 500 people out today?
500 chairs in here, Representative.
500 chairs. If you didn't think this was the most important election of our lifetime, it'd be hard. Somebody would be hard-pressed to ask why it wouldn't be. If you're willing to get up this hour of the morning on a work day, I know it's the start of the state fair, but to come out and listen to 3 of us talk about what we believe is the vision for the future of this state. I'm honored and privileged to be one of the people running for this office. You've heard my name is Tom Emmer. You've hopefully met my wife, Jackie, and if you haven't, I hope you take the opportunity to. What you're going to hear today is that we have a different idea for the vision of this state. While one vision is the old one, it is about business as usual in this state, which is simply grow government and continue to tax. We have a different idea. We believe it's time to look at the business of government, redesign that business from the bottom up, so it delivers the services that people expect in an efficient, affordable, and sustainable manner. Because I guess Jackie and I believe that it's important to turn something over to your kids and ours, something more than just our debt. And at the same time, we need to address what really does ail Minnesota and, frankly, the rest of the United States, our economic problem. It's time to make Minnesota business-friendly again so that we can start to grow jobs in this state. That's what this next election is about. It's about growing jobs, creating new opportunities for not only the Minnesotans that are desperately looking for work today, but for the generations to come. That's what this election's about. That's what's at stake. And again, thank you very much for having us here today, and I look forward to a lively discussion.
Thank you, Representative Emmer. Now we will go to Tom Horner.
Thank you. Well, I also want to thank you for coming out this morning. Thanks to General Mills for hosting us, and thanks to TwinWest and all of the other sponsors for making this happen and turning out such a wonderful crowd. You know, I come to this race from two perspectives. The first is the perspective of a lifelong Minnesotan, someone who has had the opportunity to grow up in a wonderful state, to be involved in the community in so many different ways, and to have a business that was successful. And it's all of those things that make me very concerned about the future of Minnesota. As Bruce said, Libby and I have 3 children, 26, 24, 21. I want them to have the same kind of opportunities that have been so important to Libby and me and our family. The opportunities to be engaged in the community. Lee talked about the tradition of General Mills and its involvement in the community, and that's a tradition for all of Minnesota, to be part of our civic life. And that's not true in every state, and it's at risk. As our political discourse becomes more and more polarized, we're losing those people who want to be involved, the people we need to be involved, and we need to re-engage them. And that's what it means to be somebody who is a centrist, somebody who can talk to all parties, somebody who can engage all parties. And that's really what it is going to take in the next 4 years. Whichever one of us is elected governor, we need to get those 60% of Minnesotans who have been forced to the sidelines back engaged. But I also come to this from the perspective of someone who has run a business. I understand what it takes to meet a payroll, to create a job, to provide good benefits for employees in times of crisis and in good times. I understand how challenging it can be to run a business in tough economic times. And that's the perspective I bring. That's where I think I differ. I'm the candidate who has had to sign the front of a paycheck, not just the back of a paycheck. You know, this really is a choice of 3 very distinct perspectives. On one hand, you have a candidate who says, if we just tax everything and grow the status quo that much larger, everything will be fine. The other candidate says, oh no, let's just take that status quo, we'll make it a lot smaller, and everything will be fine. I'm the candidate who's saying for so many Minnesotans who are playing by the rules, who are doing all the right things, the status quo isn't working. And it's not working because we have 2 political parties in the legislature who for the last 10 years have presided over an economy that by every important measure has lagged the rest of the country. We need to change that. That starts with this campaign. I thank you for this opportunity and look forward to the conversation.